Welcome to An Evening for Hope, a telethon benefiting Rockford Rescue Mission. An Evening for Hope is brought to you commercial-free thanks to our exclusive sponsor, Subway.
Good evening, I'm Eric Wilson.
I'm Candace King.
And I'm Crystal Savage, the Director of Marketing and Communications here at Rockford Rescue Mission.
We get to welcome you to the 22nd Annual Rockford Rescue Mission Evening for Hope Telethon. This is exciting.
It is.
Right? So exciting.
22 years the telethon has been going on.
22nd
That's
telethon,
amazing.
56th year for Rockford Rescue Mission,
yep.
which is also very impressive. We want to keep the impressive theme going. Over the 22 years of telethons for Rescue Mission, $2 million raised.
Yeah,
that's a pretty big deal.
So huge, yes.
And part of the reason is, on a night like this, not only will you learn about the programs that Rockford Rescue Mission provides for the community, but you will hear stories from people who are actually involved in these programs, whether they are volunteers, whether they are staff members, or maybe they're clients who have either are in the programs now or have gone through the programs. They're very powerful stories.
Yeah, and so we're so excited just to hear those stories of transformation this evening. And we really want to thank our gift in kind partners, Clodius and Company, Jewelers, Pro Graphics, Vaughn Furniture, and Remade, who helped make tonight just so special. And to kick things off this evening, I want to introduce a very special woman to the mission. She is our board chair, Ann Dittmar, and she would like to share a few words with you about Rockford Rescue Mission and our Evening for Hope Telethon.
The Evening for Hope Telethon is so important for the ongoing work of the rescue mission to allow us to continue the program at no cost to the participants, because we don't accept any governmental funding, we don't accept any United Way funding, we don't take insurance, but we don't charge for our services either. We rely on the good hearts and the caring people of the Rock River Valley community to support the mission. I was served on the board of directors for a period of 9 years. I was then off for a short period of time, and now I'm back on the board of directors as the chair. And the mission is my passion. I love the work that the mission does. I love that the mission helps to change people in Jesus' name, to move people from homelessness and despair to personal spiritual wholeness. I love seeing the change of lives. The guests that come through the mission, they're my passion. I get to know them, I meet them. I love the fact that they want to change and they want to get out of the pit that they are in. And so I came here initially to be a blessing, and I leave being 1,000 times blessed all the more. I love the individuals that I meet and hearing their stories and seeing how far they've come and what they've overcome. And I've seen their excitement of getting a job for the first time and being wanted and needed and being restored to their children and to their families. I love seeing both of those changes to the community as a whole and to the individual members of the community. Tonight you are going to be hearing stories of lives that have been changed, the lives of individuals who are currently going through the missions programs, as well as the lives of those individuals who have graduated from the program. You're also going to be hearing from volunteers like myself, whose lives have been changed by the mission. If you can take a tour, I certainly encourage you to do so. They're held the fourth Wednesday of every month, and you too will come through and say, I had no idea.
I think that was probably one of our first comments that Eric and I made when we did our tour around here, is I had no idea so much in the community outreach that the rescue mission does.
And so many people say that when they come through on the tour, people are just blown away. They say, wow, I had no idea. Because people know us for our meals and our overnight shelter, which is so huge and part of what we do, but there's so much more. And we're just so excited to share with everyone tonight just everything that the mission has to offer.
Absolutely. We should mention tonight that our goal for this evening is $115,000.
Yes.
I mean, that's a hefty goal. You may think it is, but we have made that before in the past, and I know that we are going to do that over these next 2 hours. Now, there are a couple of ways that you can donate, actually several ways that you can donate, and it's important to know that the Rockford Rescue Mission does not receive any government funding. It is not a part of the United Way, so everything that comes in is through a gift or through a donation, and a lot of that is done through you. So a couple of ways that you can do that: 815-966-2842. That's the number you see there right at the bottom of your screen. You can call. We want to keep these folks behind us busy going tonight. We want to make them sweat for these next 2 hours. Or you can go online at rockfordrescuemission.org. Debit card, major credit card, all of that is accepted.
Yeah, and so the really amazing thing about Rockford Rescue Mission is we are 100% supported by individuals, churches, businesses in our community, and we're helping people in our community. And just the piece of our history that I love so much is the mission started with $9.63, and it's grown to what it is today. And so God can use any gift that is given. And so I want to talk a little bit about the gifts that do come in that are a little bit larger, some of those incentives that we have, and the premiums from our gift in kind partners. So for anybody who makes a gift of $55 or more, you'll be receiving a $5 gift card from Subway. They are our exclusive sponsor this evening, and so we just want to bless you with that $5 gift card from Subway that they're blessing us with for people who make that gift of $55 or more. And then Clodius and Company Jewelers, they just blew us away again this year. They are so amazing to us.
They're wonderful.
Local jeweler company, and they have donated 5 silver crosses. It's the Cross of Hope, and Candace is wearing one of the silver ones here. And that is for the first 5 $750 gifts that are not a pledge, and it is a custom designed silver Cross of Hope. And then for the first $2,500 gift.
Actually, I think that is gone. Just heard that the gold cross is gone.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, which is wonderful because that means that there was a $2,500 gift.
Yes.
So that's wonderful.
Thank you to whoever gave that. You'll be getting a larger version of the Cross of Hope 14 karat gold necklace from Clodius and Company Jewelers.
All right, well, we want to get to another partner that we have here. Eric is over with Brandon Wilhelm from Subway, who is to tell us a little bit more about Subway, the exclusive sponsor of tonight's Evening of Hope Telethon.
That's right, Candace and Crystal. And Brandon and I were just talking about the fact that this is kind of like our reunion. There are a lot of faces that we see once a year here at
every
Telethon.
Year, this is the time we get together, right?
Well, it's good to see you.
You too.
For this reason, but also just kind of chatting off camera. But let's talk a little bit about Subway JPW. Tell us about your corporation, your business.
Well, we were, it's a family company, and 30 years ago, my folks brought Subway to the Rockford area for the very first time, and became franchisees and have had the chance to develop Northern Illinois, Southern Wisconsin with Subway franchisees over the past 30 years. I've been a part of the family business officially for about 14 years now. I moved back from Texas, and I'm blessed to be able to work with family and to be able to work with some of the best franchisees in the Subway system in the Rockford area. I think we're really blessed to have some awesome franchisees that care about doing the right thing and care about serving quality product and care about the community.
The company's been around 30 years, you said, in the area. How long have you been partners with the Rescue Mission?
Well, we've been partners with the Rescue Mission in different ways for basically that entire time. My family has been involved with the Rescue Mission for as long as I can remember. I remember going down and working with the Rescue Mission as early as like 7, 8 years old. Serving breakfast, that sort of thing. So I think that this is our 3rd year, I think, as the title sponsor of the actual telethon. But the Rescue Mission is just such an important, organization and such a blessing to the Rockford community that we feel that we have to be partners with this organization for as long as we can be.
And just based on conversations that you and I have had over the last several years here, it seems like supporting community organizations, particularly Rockford Rescue Mission, but it seems like supporting the community and organizations like that's very important to your business model, isn't it?
No, absolutely. I mean, we are stronger as a community if, we help raise each other up. And, my family has had so much it has been involved with the Rockford Rescue Mission and had so much faith and support for the Rockford Rescue Mission for all these years because we believe in what they do. God changes people's lives, and as a family of faith, we believe that this organization really helps change people's lives for the better. That gives people a second chance, and every human has value, and that's one of the most important things for a community is just letting people know that they're valued.
Well, we appreciate you being here because we could not do this telethon without you. So let's make it a date right now.
Absolutely.
Join me in the comfy couch a year from now, and we'll talk more.
Absolutely.
Brandon, thank you so much.
You bet.
Candace and Crystal now are going to introduce us to some of the people who are taking your pledges and gifts tonight.
Yeah, it's so important to acknowledge those folks that are behind us because without them, they would not be answering your phone calls. Again, that number 815-966 2842. We want to keep them busy tonight. Before we do introduce them, Crystal, you know, our goal today or this evening is $115,000. But last year we actually had a pretty special thing happen.
Yeah, so I've been at Rockford Rescue Mission now for 4 years, and the one thing I've just really come to realize is just how giving our community is, and how generous, and how much people just really want to help people in our community that are hurting and want to help. And so last year we actually broke the record for our telethon out of our 21 years last year. So I am counting on our 22nd year that we're just going to blow that out of the water again, because the need just keeps increasing. We see such a need in our community, and we'll talk more about that later, but just really setting that goal of let's beat what we did last year.
Exactly, and we can do that with your help. Okay, we've got to introduce the folks that are behind us here this evening. So let's get right to it. We've got behind us Pamela Bloom. These are some of the folks you will be talking to when you call that number you see on your screen, 815-966-2842. Rachel Yandel. Look at that. All the phones are busy. I see one guy in the back who still needs to make that phone call, so keep those phones ringing. Michael Lentini. He is busy on the phone, giving a nice little wave there. Thank you, Michael. Noah Goldner, answering the phones in the back. Michael Kaladimas, also busy on the phones. Laura Ortiz and Tim Clausen. We need Tim's phone to ring, so you guys call that number, 815-966-2842, to make that donation. Or you can always go online at rockfordrescuemission.org. Now, Eric is also with someone special here. Mark Clodius, owner of Clodius & Company, is here to tell us a little bit more about the one-of-a-kind necklaces. Eric?
Thanks, Candace. Mark and I were also talking. These are one of the familiar faces that we see each other every year here at Telethon. It's been several years. And you've been putting jewelry on people in the Rockford area for decades,
well,
right?
20 years. Our company's been around for 20 years. And 20 years we've made an original piece for the Telethon every year.
And speaking of original pieces, because we saw those, Crystal and Candace are wearing them. We saw them already. Some exciting news, because we had some silver ones, we had a gold one.
Right.
Tell us the good news about we're in the first not even half hour of our telethon.
You should have seen them light up. The first call that came in was a $2,500 donation for the Gold Cross.
That's fantastic.
But you know, I'm a businessman, and you think if it's sold fast, you should raise the price.
Sure.
So we'll custom make one with a gemstone for the next donation of, shall we say, what do you think, 5,000?
I think that's reasonable.
Yep.
I think so.
To the customer's order with the gemstone.
Spoken like a true businessman, but also a very generous businessman, because we know how long you've been involved here. Tell us a little bit about why you, as a business owner, think it's so important to support organizations like Rockford Rescue Mission.
Well, you know, our company was founded downtown here, and now we've grown to where we're supporting 13 employees and families and people paying their mortgages and rents. We're successful, and it's the community. And if the community makes you successful, you just have to give back. And you know, there are people who are much less advantaged than we are, and the rescue mission does so much good for our town. It's just the right thing to do.
Tonight's a great reminder of all of that, and it's also a reminder that there are generous people in town like you. Mark, thank you so much. We'll see how fast this other gold one lasts.
You bet.
The custom made with the gemstone.
Yep.
Get the phones ringing. That could be yours. But first, let's head back over to Candace and Crystal.
I love his excitement.
Yeah, Mark
So much
always
fun.
surprises us every year and just blesses us so much with that. So thank you, Clodius & Company.
Thank you.
So next up, we would like to introduce our first testimonial video. This video is of Tiara McGee. She has been in our program since August 2018. So she has been with us for quite some time and just wants to share her story of how Rockford Rescue Mission has helped transform her life.
Life for me before the mission was very chaotic. It was very unstable and lonely. Just felt like I was nothing. Throughout my life, especially growing up, there was no good times for me. Didn't know what that looked like. Grew up around a lot of violence, chaos. Just so much things that no kid should experience, and that became my identity. I didn't know anything about this place whatsoever. I know I had got to a point in my life where I got desperate and I was ready. The places that I've been in my life was actually like a relief that I'm in here and I'm in a safe place. I have a, a bed to sleep in, and I can finally get a good night's rest. I knew that what I was doing was not working, and so I didn't know what the future held for me, but I was willing to give it a shot. And that victory for me is found in God. I don't want to take any credit. I want to say I participated in what he was doing, and I just let him, to the best of my ability, let him lead the way, show the light to that path, and he did that. Kids around the world is really a blessing, and I think also there's opportunity for me to travel too eventually, which I definitely would love to do, to go to a different country and help actually set up a playground, and if need be, because I love kids, That immediately in my head, I remember scraping off some old paint, right? Because obviously you can't just put paint on something. Either to get it to stay really well, you have to scrape it off. You have to, make sure all of it's off. You have to sand it, right? And then you have to wipe it off with the grease remover stuff, shine it up and then the last thing you do is paint it, and then it's something, because it came in my mind, in my heart, God spoke to me in that time. He said, see, this is what I'm doing to you, this is what I'm doing in your life right now, and continuing to do. Everything that's happening now, it's nothing but God. I can't even describe to you. It's awesome to be surrounded by that love, unconditional love, no matter what happens, no matter what we do or say. And I'm really grateful for this place and all the support that we get. The Rockford Rescue Mission, doors are always open. We're not gonna force anybody to come here. They have to be willing to give up, I want to say this again, their self-will, and make a sacrifice. It seems hard in the beginning. Those first 30 days seem hard, but once you get past those first 30 days, it's just go up from there. And it's not an easy journey. You're not supposed to be. You're supposed to get uncomfortable. But it's in that uncomfortableness that God starts to scrape and sand and just rebuild you up. And that's what the Rockford Mission has done for me. They definitely have helped me rebuild my life.
I just love hearing those stories, the stories of hope and recovery, and just seeing the joy on their face, on everyone's face who comes here. It's absolutely wonderful.
It's so amazing. Everyone who comes through our door, they all have a story, and it's so unique, and it's so theirs. And Rockford Rescue Mission just sees so many people come through every year. Daily, we are serving 557 meals. So we have 557 people coming to us every day for meals. Every night, we have about 181 people that are sleeping right here in this building, because we are shooting live tonight at Rockford Rescue Mission. So we have 181 people who don't have anywhere to sleep if it wasn't for the Rockford Rescue Mission. We also have a clinic on site, our Hope Clinic, which has just been such a blessing to our guests and residents to have free medical, dental, and chiropractic care right here at Rockford Rescue Mission. And last year we had over 4,219 appointments. And we also had over 700 participants in our education, employment services, and GED testing center at our work center, which again is right here at Rockford Rescue Mission.
So if you think, you can't make that, $100, $200, $2,500 donation, I mean, even $20,
Yes.
$25, $30, a little bit goes a long way, because $30, feeds one person for a night.
And shelter.
And shelter,
Yes.
exactly. So even that little bit of money goes a long way here at Rescue Mission.
Yep, whether it's $1 or $100 or $1,000, the gift can and will be used and goes to our people right here in Rockford.
And you see those stories too. 815-966-2842. Eric?
Thank you, Candace. Let's learn a little bit more about some of the programs here and people those programs help at Rockford Rescue Mission. Greg Cooney is the Chief Program Officer. He is here with us. And Pam Tamita is the Director of Women's Programs. Thanks for joining me on the comfy couch. I appreciate it. Greg, let's start with you. So, for some people who may not know that there's this long-term life recovery program here at the Rescue Mission, tell me a little bit about that program.
Yeah, we have a 9 to 12 month life recovery program for men and women. So while they're in that program, we focus on overcoming destructive life behaviors, whether that's addiction or toxic relationships or whatever it might be. We give them the skills they need to be successful in recovery.
And Pam, I imagine that there are some common themes, maybe is not the right word, but there are common struggles that you see from people who come into the program. Are there some similarities between clients?
Yes, a lot of what they come from is childhood trauma. And then we see a lot of that then evolve into teenage drug abuse and alcohol, domestic violence, sexual abuse, depression, some mental illness goes all. I see that's probably the top 4 or 5. Yeah.
Those seem like some pretty big struggles. Greg, how does the program help someone overcome that environment or those experiences?
Yeah. Well, really what we find is that the addictions that they struggle with are just what they're using to cover those things up. So what we try to do is create a safe environment where they can face the things that are kind of haunting them from the past, and we help them to turn around and look at that and develop a healthy way to cope with that and work through it.
Yeah.
It's got to be a big job, and I'd imagine an emotional job for you, but it seems like a passion, and that seems like a theme when you talk with someone who either works here or volunteers here. Pam, you started out as a volunteer,
I did,
right?
Yep.
So why is this work so important to you that you would transition into working full-time doing this?
I myself am a recovering addict and alcoholic, and also a domestic violence and sexual abuse survivor. So with that and my leadership qualities, God has given me the ability to take the hope that I have had to be able to share that with others.
How do you think that helps them? I mean, it's got to be a way for you maybe to relate to them, so somebody can't say, well, you don't understand what I'm going through, because clearly at some point you probably did. Does that help?
It definitely helps, because I can take myself out of the shoes that I'm currently in and be able to step into the shoes that they're in and come down to where they're at in that moment.
Well, that relatability sure has helped, I'm sure, a lot of people over the years between your time as a volunteer and your time working here as a staff member. Thank you for sharing that, really. And thank you for everything that both of you do for Rockford Rescue Mission. There's so many lives that you've touched, and it's probably easy for you to not forget, but because it's part of the day-to-day routine, you may not realize how many people you impact. So thanks so much for that, for doing that for our community. Let's go back over now to Candace and Crystal with some special guests.
So you can see we have a lot more friends joining Candace and I here on set. Next to me to my right is Ted Tamita. He is our Director of Donor Relations, and he is joined with us this evening with Cole Kiley representatives. We have Jeffrey Beto, Vice President, Tom Grasafa, a producer, Katie Bryant is a producer, and Elizabeth Kennington, which is the Agency Services Administrator. And they are here this evening with a special gift for us. So Jeffrey, do you want to tell us a little bit about this gift and why you support the Rockford Rescue Mission?
So we're presenting you with a gift in the amount of $1,000. And as a locally owned independent agency, we have the pleasure and honor of partnering with a number of nonprofits in the greater Rockford area. but the mission and God's grace that's at work here every day is near and dear to all of our hearts. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I know you guys have been awesome supporters of so many of our events. I see sponsorships come through for us. And so, Katie, do you want to tell us a little bit about why this evening is so important to Cole Kiley?
I think it's just great for us to get involved with our community. That's first and foremost what we practice, and that's what we're all about.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming this evening and giving us this awesome gift to help us just meet our goal of $115,000 this evening.
I think we can give a round of applause
Yes.
for this one across. Thank you guys so much for coming up here. I know. I would go ahead and read a couple of pledges. I've got to actually get some pledges. I don't have any pledges here with me, but the number to call for that, 815-966-2842. That is the phone number you want to call to make your gift here to the Rockford Rescue Mission. Or you can also donate online at rockfordrescuemission.org. Remember, our goal this evening is $115,000. As Crystal said, we actually surpassed that goal and broke a record last year for the telethon. Let's go ahead. Let's do that again this year. We want to keep those folks answering the phones busy here this evening. 815-966-2842. We love to hear that ring. You know, if you get a busy signal or you can't get through, keep trying. That just means that those phones are very, very busy here this evening. Eric?
Thank you, Candace. We're here with hey, there's Mike Reel, Chief Engineer, everybody. Give him a round of applause. We never see Mike on camera. He makes an appearance in the telethon. Look at that, Mike.
He did it on purpose.
Wow. You know, I only did that because you didn't want the applause, Mike, but it's actually a way for us to tell you that we appreciate everything you do for us. Let's talk a little bit about the Performing Arts Center, maybe a little-known part or component of Rockford Rescue Mission. And I've just met some new friends. Well, Jerry, you and I go way back.
Yeah.
Last telethon,
That's
right?
right.
Maybe 2 telethons ago.
Yeah, there you go.
Jerry Jacobs is here, John Jackson and Jacqueline Dawson to talk about the Performing Arts Center. So first of all, let's start with you, Jerry. What is the Performing Arts Center here, and how did you get involved?
Well, just what it is, it's performing arts, but it's an opportunity to get people involved if they want to learn how to sing or play an instrument or just a group thing like that. I got involved as a volunteer at first, and then next thing you know, they got me here several days a week working on classes and individual lessons and stuff.
So, John, tell me how you feel that the Performing Arts Center is actually beneficial when it comes to someone in a recovery program.
Well, some of the men and women in recovery, they have a heart for music. For some people, music is just something that you watch or listen to, but some people, it's in them that they want to participate, and it gives them an opportunity to share their giftings and use it in a positive way to help them grow.
Jacqueline, how long have you been involved in the Performing Arts Center?
Over a year now.
And so what have you learned? What kind of did you come in with a musical background?
I came in knowing some instruments, knowing how to play, but this year has really challenged me to grow as a musician, and it's also helped me grow with my love language to God is through my music.
That's fantastic. What instruments do you play?
I play the guitar. I'm learning drums from Mr. Jerry here, a little bit of the piano.
That's fantastic. Are you picking it up? Can we hit the skins a little bit later for us, maybe? Would that be fun?
I'll be playing the guitar a little bit later.
Wow, that's impressive. So how do you think that this is actually being part of the Performing Arts Center? How do you think that it's helped you meet your goals in recovery?
Well, it's helped push a creative side to me. It's helped me with discipline. It's helped me to kind of stay focused. It helps. It's a great coping skill. So.
Well, we can't wait to hear the music. And so Jerry, John, and Jacqueline, I said 3J, but you guys came up with a better name, Triple J?
Triple J plus.
So the instruments are over there, and we will hear some music from Triple J a little bit later if you're nice to them. That's what I was told. How will you not be nice, right? Back to Candace and Crystal over at the phone bank.
Well, that'll be pretty exciting. Looking forward to hearing that a little bit later in the telethon.
Yes, every night when they are practicing, we can hear it in the hallways, and it's just so awesome to hear all that music coming down the hall.
All right, I think you've got, I don't know, are we going to do
I think we're going to take a look at our total.
Gonna...
We're at the end of our first half hour, so we want to take a look at our total for the evening and see where we're at.
It's always good to see that if we are maybe be able to get that. 815-966-2842. If not, I know you have something else to talk about in another video.
Yes, we will. So we are going to end this half hour with a very special video. We could not do the work that we do in our community without our community. And so I'm so excited to introduce one of our board members, Tim Clausen. He's actually working the phone bank behind us here. And he's going to share with us how his organization is helping the day-to-day operations here at the Rockford Rescue Mission. They actually built our playground across the street for our children to be able to play on. And they're actually helping give our graduates second chances at their organization through internships. And you heard about Tiara with her internship at Kids Around the World. So we want to take a look at that video.
It's Tim Clausen from Kids Around the World, and we would just like to thank the Rescue Mission Work Center for working and partnering with Kids Around the World to help refurbish playgrounds for needy children throughout the world. The residents of the mission and the work center have been able to come out here and partner with us for about 4 years to get some work experience in our playground shop, welding playgrounds, painting playgrounds, and removing playgrounds that we refurbish and then send to over 80 different countries throughout the world. And the work center has been a great addition to work with for Kids Around the World because we're able to get a lot of more playgrounds refurbished for children, and then it's a great experience for the residents to be able to get some work experience, get some welding skills, get some painting skills, and just been able to be in a work environment and learn how to work with our volunteers and our other team of people at the Kids Around the World here. And we're just thankful for the mission and the partnership that grew out of building the playground at the Rescue Mission about 5 years ago at the Pitney Place. So thanks very much.
Welcome to An Evening for Hope, a telethon benefiting Rockford Rescue Mission. An Evening for Hope is brought to you commercial-free thanks to our exclusive sponsor, Subway.
Good evening, I'm Eric Wilson.
I'm Candace King.
And I'm Crystal Savage, the Director of Marketing and Communications here at Rockford Rescue Mission.
We're about to start our second half hour here.
I know,
it's kind of exciting. First 30 minutes flew by.
Yeah, it did. You know, the whole 2 hours is going to fly by here. But before we kind of get into the meat of this, we want to check to see how we've done so far for this
Why not?
half hour.
In our first half hour, yes.
Exactly.
We're off to a good start.
Remember our goal this evening, $115,000 so far.
Whoa!
That's 847. So if we can keep that trend going every half hour, we will get there. Thank you, guys.
That's a pretty good pace.
It is. Let's
Almost
keep that.
appropriate that we would get close to $22,000 in the first half hour of the 22nd annual
I love that. Yes.
Rockford Rescue Mission Telethon. That fits pretty well. And so that $22,000 will get added to the $2 million that have been really raised over the lifetime of these telethons. Again, we couldn't really do it without support. If you're at home watching or watching online, there's a way for you to donate. And we can't get that total up any higher if you don't help.
That donation.
We've already heard in that first half hour some stories of people who have gone through programs here or who are involved in programs, and that will really continue. And the services here at Rockford Rescue Mission, and you know, Crystal, I'm saying things to you that you could explain much better, but it impacts so many people in the community, young to old, and we will continue to hear more stories about how people are affected by the programs here.
Yeah. So this evening we're really focusing on our free long-term life recovery program and the comprehensive care that it provides. And so in the last half hour, as Eric said, we learned about the music therapy program that has just been so implemental through our Performing Arts Center. And we want to be able to share these stories of transformation this evening, and we wouldn't be able to do that without our exclusive sponsor, Subway, which is just blessing us with this evening. But then also our gift in kind partners, Clodius and Company Jewelers, Pro Graphics, Vaughn Furniture, and Remade, who helped make tonight so special.
There are a lot of ways that you guys at home can help make your gift. 815-966-2842. I'll tell you, that number will be ingrained in your head here before the evening is up. You can also donate online at rockfordrescuemission.org. Debit card, major credit card. I mean, our goal this evening, $115,000. And I'll keep saying this throughout the night. Last year, we surpassed that goal and we broke a record. In the 22 years that the telethon has been going on, that record was achieved last year. So this year, we want to surpass that and do that again.
Yeah, and to hopefully give people an incentive to just give that little bit extra. We have some amazing premiums from our sponsors and our gift in kind partners. So if you're making a gift of $55 or more, Subway is giving a $5 gift card to those who are giving that gift of $55 or more. Clodius and Company also is giving 5 silver necklaces to the first $750 gifts that are not pledges of the Cross of Hope, and you can see that Candace is wearing that there. And then the one that I'm wearing is actually spoken for already. It is the Gold Cross that was for the first $2,500 gift, so thank you for that. And then Mark actually surprised us on set with Eric, and he threw in another one that he's going to be putting a gem into, and these are so beautiful.
Custom made.
When he does that, yeah, they're custom designed every year. We meet with Mark, and he just comes up with these beautiful designs, and so that will go to the first person who makes a $5,000 gift.
Well, and that gold necklace went so quickly. You know,
it was the first call, I think
one
it was.
One of the very first pledges tonight. Another thing, too, is that we keep, as we're talking here, we see a lot of the phone operators, phone bank operators. This is, in my 4 years of doing the telethon, this is the busiest that I remember our phone bank being, certainly in the first half hour, but it does not sound like things are slowing down or dying down at all when it comes to how busy they are. That's a good sign. We want to share some of these statistics really are staggering when it comes to not just the need in the community, but the number of people that the Rockford Rescue Mission serves. 178,000 meals roughly per year. Just a huge number. That translates roughly into about 560 daily, 181 men, women, and children nightly. This is a big number too. 4,200 medical, dental, and chiropractic appointments at Hope Clinic. We'll learn a little bit more about Hope Clinic later on in our telethon.
We will, and some exciting news that's happening there.
Very exciting. Yeah. So it's a little tease. If you stick around, we'll find out what that exciting news is.
You don't want to miss it, trust me.
And there are also education, employment services, GED testing at the Works Center, which we will also learn more about.
Yes, and you'll get to meet it's actually our first GED recipient here at the Rockford Rescue Mission.
That's exciting. I can't wait to hear that story.
Yes, yeah, it is amazing. Just transformation through and through.
And, you know, we want to introduce you to the folks that you will be speaking to when you call that number, 815-966-2842, because without them, of course, the evening would not be as successful as it is answering those phone calls. So, without further ado, we have Brandon Wilhelm here in the front row. We also have Pamela Bloom. She is one of the ladies you will be speaking to here this evening. Rachel Yandel. Michael Lentini. Look at that. The phones are up there. Again, if you get a busy signal or a phone call doesn't go through, that just means that those folks there that you're meeting here this evening are very busy. In the back row, we have Noah Goldner, Michael Kaladimas, Laura Ortiz, and Tim Clausen. Laura does not have that phone ringing, so you want to call that number. She is waiting for you, 815-966-2842. Of course, if you choose to make that gift online, rockfordrescuemission.org. You can always donate there. And if you can't this evening, I know the Rescue Mission will continue to accept those gifts and donations here throughout the week. Eric?
Thank you, Candace. I'm here with some more special guests on our comfy couch. It's the second half of the Jacobs clan. Charmel Jacobs.
Yeah,
we met your husband Jerry a little bit earlier when we talked about the Performing Arts Center. And I hear he's going to play a little bit later, which is very exciting.
I hope so, yes, sir.
Charmel is actually the Church Relations Associate here at Rockford Rescue Mission. And Pastor Trevor Seeberger is here. Pastor Trevor is the Associate Pastor at Journey Church. Thank you both for being here. Charmel, tell us a little bit about how important it is to have church involvement in accomplishing Rockford Rescue Mission's mission.
You know, when the mission started almost 56 years ago, it was started with churches. So that's the foundation. And right now we want to use churches to reach individuals, to find out ways that they can be involved with helping out here.
And speaking of churches being involved, Journey Church, obviously, is part of Rockford Rescue Mission. Pastor, tell us about what this involvement means to your church family. I mean, this is bigger picture help, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There's so much more to it. You know, there's financial things that we do. We host an evening service here on Sunday nights for the men and women, and host a dinner and a service, and that's part of it. But it's more than that. It takes our people from a place of awareness of the need and the problem into a place of action. You know, and so that our people in our congregation actually feel that they are a part of this ministry, and they are. And so that's the biggest contribution, is getting people together to do this work.
And it's interesting, too, a lot of times when you talk about people who give their time or their talents or their treasure, they almost get as much out of it as the people that they're helping, right? So how important is faith when it comes to people going or struggling through maybe addiction or some other struggle that they have who are here at the mission?
Oh, absolutely. That's the key. That is the key. And that's what we found through the years, that we offer the truth of God, the love of God to each person that walks in here. They're offered that. And when they jump in, they see transformation happen.
Do you find, as you reach out and you involve church communities, do you find other church communities maybe reaching out to you to see how they can be involved? How does that process work?
Absolutely. And we've held forums such as domestic violence forums. We want to give the tools to others to use within their churches. So churches can actually start their own change groups, and they know that we're here as an added resource, and many send folks to us to help to get that extra help.
Well, Charmel, thank you so much for what you do here at the mission.
I love it.
And Pastor, it's clear that the mission could not accomplish what it does without help from churches like yours. So thank you for that as well.
Thank you.
Let's head over now. The reason that we're here is obviously to raise some money, and so occasionally we will have a very exciting announcement, and we head now over to Candace and Crystal for one of those.
Thank you, Eric. Yeah, super exciting announcement coming up. You know, when Ted is standing next to me, he is our Director of Donor Relations, that we have some awesome friends who support the Rockford Rescue Mission. So we are joined right now by Xperity with Shelby, Barbara, Amanda, and Jenny from Xperity, and they have brought with them such an amazing gift, actually larger than we had talked about. So I was a little surprised. I was a little surprised when I was looking at the check.
That's exciting.
I had to do a double take. I was like, did you guys have a typo? So this is just such a huge blessing. So Shelby, can you tell us about Xperity and just the partnership that you have with the Rockford Rescue Mission?
So Xperity is a software development company in Chesney Park, and we are committed to our local community, and our team members are very passionate about giving back to the community where we live and work, and the mission has provided us an awesome opportunity not only to financially provide some resources, but also provide some volunteer resources as well. I believe we had about 70% of our employees donate their time over the last year to the mission, and it's been rewarding and humbling for all of us.
Yeah, anytime we were walking through the hallway and there was groups of volunteers, I would ask, where are you from? And so many of them would be saying Xperity. So we definitely put them to work with painting some of our rooms and helping us clean. So it's just been such an awesome blessing. So thank you guys for that. And we could give them a big round of applause.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for that. Now, we want to add in that number and check our final, or not our final, but where we are so far. Earlier, we were $21,847. Now, with that added total and additional donations, look at guys how much we have gone up, $53,007. That is amazing. If we continue on that pace, that goal is going to be well surpassed here this evening.
We're going to break the record that we broke last year, and I'm so excited for that to happen tonight.
All right. I think we do want to get to some of your gifts and donations and pledges here this evening. I have to say a big thank you to Christine from Loves Park for her one-time gift of $30. Peter from Rockford, one-time gift of $110. And you know what? There's a little spot on here, Crystal. When you call that number, 815-966-2842, look, you see a couple folks who need that phone to ring here this evening. That number is right there on the bottom of your screen. There's a spot on this register, on this pledge form, that says, is this your first gift to the mission? yes or no. And I love to see that marked yes, because that means that somewhere someone has been touched by hearing the stories, hearing the hope of everything that the mission does, not only in the Rockford community, but all throughout. And they want to make that donation and really want to help here.
And that's what we love doing, is just being able to spread the word of the work that is being done here, and just the lives that are being transformed. And so anytime that we can just encourage people to give and just get to know us, it's just so amazing to see the work that's done.
Absolutely. Diane from Rockford, her one-time gift of $100. This one, Carlos, actually, what the gold cross, this is one. Yes, absolutely. So thank you, Carlos, so much for your one-time gift this evening.
Well, and next up we have another testimonial video, and this young man is just so amazing. He has been in our program for a little while now, and just if you can put a word to him, it is transformed. Matthew Haig has been in our men's life recovery program and has just been so phenomenal, and so he would like to share his testimony with us.
I knew I had a problem. That was how I did it. Every day was drinking and drugs, but it wasn't an issue, really. I mean, it was I was functional for a long time, and I mean, I grew up in an alcoholic household, so it was just kind of what you did. And then a little while ago, I got a big insurance settlement from a car accident. And I quit my job, and it just kind of went downhill from there. When you think the money's never going to run out, it's never a good situation to be in, especially when you've been poor and had to work for it your whole life, you know? And you get a big chunk thrown in your lap, you're going to cause all kinds of problems with it. So that's exactly what happened. It went downhill fast. Drinking, clubs, partying, drugs every single day, hotel rooms, it was a nightmare. It just got worse and worse and worse, where I had to do it, not I wanted to do it. And by then the money ran out and it got really bad. I went from there from having all that money to being homeless, panhandling, just for drug and alcohol money. And then I was fed up, I was done, and suicide attempt. I mean, I had multiple attempts through my life, but this one was really nearly successful. I was in a coma for close to 5 days, and I spent a couple of weeks in the psychiatric unit at Meriter in Madison, and like I said, an angel of a social worker found me this place, set it up where I got to spend a little time in a recovery house, and then they all paid for bus tickets for me to get down here. I've had a pretty extensive background in secular recovery. I mean, a long time intensive outpatient, things like that. And so I knew about the physical aspect of, you know, the brain and all that other things when it came to recovery, but the spiritual aspect of it was completely missing. And once that got involved and I was able to learn about what God's plan is for me, and little by little it's being revealed, and I can't wait to see what comes next. And it puts a smile on my face every day. So I love going to Remake. It's a chance for the guys to have another creative outlet, you know, something to do with your hands. As former addicts, we need something to do. The idle time is not good. And for me especially, coming from that background of being good working with my hands, it was really a blessing to go, oh wow, now I can come in here and, you know, I can do this and I can do that and I get to do this and I get to do that. It's a beautiful thing to have happen over there. As soon as they opened it, I was in love. I said, oh great, now we get to do something, you know, make chairs and restore old furniture and build things, and it was a great thing from the day I got in there. It's taking something that's broken, old, and dirty and making something new out of it. It's all about Christ and God, and it's not about me. It really isn't. I'm happy with the accomplishments that I've made, but the more I say and believe that it's him that did it all, the more that keeps happening. You know, they talk about changing lives, and it's not just that, it's saving lives. You know, it's a lot of people showing you that there is someone who cares, and there is people that want to help you change your life for the better. And you can see a change. You know, you can, and it's another wonderful thing to see the change in other residents too, because you see them come in, you see how scared a lot of them are or how angry a lot of them are, and you get to see over the weeks and the months, you know, lights going on, and seeing how they realize that, you know, this can be done, and it will be done if you let it. It's awesome, absolutely awesome. They save lives here, they don't just change them, that's for sure.
Those stories are always so powerful. Yet another message why we are here and why it's so important for you to help Rockford Rescue Mission. Let's learn a little bit more about one of Rockford Rescue Mission's programs. I have three good-looking guys here on the set with me. Will Anderson is a men's remade consultant. Want to make sure I get your titles right. Ted Brolin is a volunteer with Men's Remade, and Thomas Curry is in the Life Recovery Program, but also part of Remade. I want to get everybody in to tell a little bit about their stories. But first of all, Will, explain what Remade is.
Remade is one of the classes here in the Men's Life Recovery Program at the Rockford Rescue Mission, and essentially what it is it was born out of some conversations from about 3 years ago at a time when the guys really had no opportunity to gather and learn and create things with their hands, and since that time we've been able to create a functional workshop, and we've been able to teach guys to safely use tools and equipment to make fine furniture items like this and home decor items that are in turn sold through the Remade store down here at the Mission, and then 100% of those proceeds are actually going back into the programs here at the Mission.
And Will says like this because this table actually made by people in the program, right? Ted, you've been a volunteer for how long with Remade?
About 3-4 years.
How did you get involved and why?
Well, my daughter, Mary DeHaan, she's a very creative and artsy person. And she's involved with the Remade program and actually works for the Mission now. And she wanted me to take an old bed that had been donated by somebody at a thrift store and make it into a bench. She had seen that on the internet. And so I took the back headboard and used it as the back of the bench, and then took the footboard and cut it in half. And that was the ends of the bench, then filled in between. And that was the beginning. I made probably a dozen of them, and now we got a man in the Remade program who has picked it up and is doing an excellent job in doing it, in building those.
There's some fantastic things that come out of the program.
Yeah, it really is. It's really a pleasure working with these guys to see, you know, some of them have good skills in woodworking, but most of them don't, and it's an opportunity for them to learn and to really give them some hope.
Thomas, you've been in the program. Tell what kind of skills did you come in with? Did you have any woodworking skills before, or did you really learn a lot?
No, I had no woodworking skills at all. Not at all.
How has this helped you with your success in the program?
Well, working with others, my brothers here, and then learning how to work with my hands and actually seeing the beginning of the work and the finishing of the work.
Do you have any favorite pieces that you've worked on? I imagine some of these that probably take a long time putting together, right?
Yes, I do have a favorite piece. Lawn chairs. We made like 12 lawn chairs, and I got to make them from the beginning and the end, and they'll be in someone's backyard or front yard.
That's got to be a little sense of pride, right? To be able to see it from the beginning to the end of that?
Yes, sir.
And can we share your good news? I just heard that you got a new job recently. You're excited to start that?
Yes, I am.
That's fantastic.
Yes, I am. At Mondelez Gum Factory.
And we just talked about this off camera. Depending on the way the wind's blowing and what they're working on there, that place smells great.
Yes, sir. Yes,
well, thank you for sharing your success story with us, Thomas.
Yes,
and Will and Ted, thank you for what you do here for Rescue Mission and the clients here at Rescue Mission.
Thank you.
And
thank you for your
thanks for this fabulous table. And so, how can someone get their hands on something like this?
Through the Remade store. They can come down and take a look and buy it.
If you like what you see, and
the
centerpiece
one of a
as
kind.
well.
There's lots
one
of
a
things.
kind through the Remade program here. Crystal and Candace are joining us now with a look at maybe some of our numbers so far. Things are already looking pretty good, aren't they?
I mean, we're getting that number up and up and up every half hour here, and I'm excited to check that in just a little bit. But we want to say a big thank you to everyone who has called and given their gift so far this evening, their donation. And we want to read some of those here this evening, too.
Yeah, so I have a very special one in my hand right now. It's a first-time gift, but this one is very near and dear to my heart because I feel like it's just 2 years ago I was holding her application for the Life Recovery Program in my hand, and now she is doing well. She has a job, and she is giving to the mission. So it just honestly makes me want to cry. So thank you, Kelsey Peterson, for your gift back to the mission and just your gift of transforming your life here at the mission.
Well, you can't cry because then I will start to cry, and then that just won't be pretty. Albert and Karen of Loves Park, your one-time gift and your first gift here to the mission of $80. Thank you so much for that. Dennis, your one-time gift too of $100. Remember, each and every little amount will help us get closer and closer to that goal of $115,000.
Yeah, and so here is another very special name in my hand. It is Jay Pitney, and obviously that last name Pitney we
Sounds
know.
familiar.
Jay is actually the son of our former executive director, Gio Pitney, who had ran the mission for years, and is actually one of our Silver Cross recipients.
And when you call, you will be asked if you want to give in memory of or in honor of. And it's so nice to see, you know, people who have gone through the program, who have gone, you know, through the mission, give back to the mission, or somebody who has maybe been impacted. You know, down the line, we all know someone who maybe has had some struggles and needs that help. And so every little bit that you can give really makes a big difference in those lives. 815-966-2842. The phone lines are quiet.
They are. No one's on the phone.
If you guys want nice weather, I need you to call that number right now. Go ahead.
Please call. I'm tired of snow.
No, we don't want any snow. We don't want any ice. So you get those
phone
lines. You get those phone lines ringing. We want to go ahead and check where we have gone to so far. Last time we checked, we were at 53,700. That number's gone up. Look at that, 64,692. Thank you guys so much. It's important to see that number go up and really see how that donation and gift makes a big difference. Eric?
That number just keeps climbing. That's great to see, isn't it? Joining me on the sofa right now, Corrine Pra and Tom Matheson. Tom is the Chief Operations Officer here at Rockford Rescue Mission. We want to talk a little bit about Restoration Cafe and Remade. We just learned a little bit about Remade. I hear that there are some exciting things happening this spring for both. Corrine, can you tell me what's happening?
There are. This spring, right now we're working on Project Re, and the Restoration Cafe drive-thru is still open for all our customers, but we start construction Thursday.
Yeah.
And we're going to renovate, and we're going to open with a wonderful new brand that we'll be announcing the name of in the next few weeks.
That's exciting.
It is exciting.
And it's good to know that the drive-thru is still open.
It is.
I want to be clear with that.
Yes.
And so Project Re is going to be kind of like a downtown experience that people really have maybe never seen before. What makes it so unique, Tom?
Well, a couple things make it so unique. First of all, we're kind of like Corrine said, we're taking Remade that we've had and we're taking Restoration Cafe and we're kind of taking the best of both worlds and putting them together. So you're going to get the delicious bakery experience that you have from the cafe, you're going to get the beautiful pieces that you get from Remade, and they're going to be all together in one shop. So that one shop is being supported by Remade, where our residents, they paint the pieces that are in there, they build the pieces that you're just talking to Will about in our men's Remade. Our cafe, our residents are trained to bake the food and make the food as well. So you're actually supporting the people who are at the mission when you come down to this experience that we're having downtown.
And so are residents involved in actually this transformation process as well, Corrine?
Residents have been involved. I've been learning a lot about that involvement as my volunteer process moves forward. The Women's Remade Group and the Men's Remade Group have both been working on production so that we can get a lot of inventory prepared for that March opening.
So March-ish, we have
March
a date.
20th.
March 20th.
Yes.
Mark your calendar. March 20th. Big things happening in the new reformed Restoration Cafe and Project Re. Can't wait to see the finished product and the new name.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that with us. Let's head back over now to Crystal and Candace to thank some more special people who are making this night happen and so successful.
Thank you, Eric. Yeah, I'm so excited for March 20th to come.
I am
It's just going to be such an awesome way to support the mission. And that's the one thing that is so amazing about Rockford Rescue Mission. There's so many ways to support and to get involved. And this Project Re is just one of those ways of being able to support the residents and what they're doing. And all those proceeds go right back to the mission.
Absolutely.
And so earlier we had met our friends from Xperity and learned about different volunteer opportunities that the mission offers. And we actually have over 600 active volunteers a year.
Wow.
We could not do what we do without our volunteers. We have about 100 staff, so we really rely on our volunteers because we are open 24/7, 365 days a year. We never close, even if that bad weather does come.
Yes.
We never close. And so another company that has just been so amazing to us offers their employees time to come and volunteer. And so Chris McFadden is a branch manager at Associated Bank, came to our work center initially to teach a financial management class for his volunteer hours through Associated Bank, and he has now found himself one of our faithful volunteers. We see him here often, and so just what one day of giving turned into just this continuation of volunteering, and it's just become a wonderful partnership, and our mission guests and residents are just flourishing so much from it. So we're excited to hear more from Chris McFadden with Associated Bank.
My name is Christopher McFadden. I'm with Associated Bank, Rockford Downtown. I partner with the Rockford Rescue Mission to facilitate their financial literacy courses. In those courses, we review credit history, money management, and also fraud protection. And so really what I do with the mission is really help the recovering clients understand those activities and how to better manage their financial history, or financial future. And so my part in giving back is really, it's important to give to the community, and working here at Associated Bank, being a volunteer and being out in the community is really encouraged, and so it's a great relationship that I enjoy doing.
And hi, my name is Tom Kress. I'm the president here of Associated Bank in Rockford. We believe in the Rockford Rescue Mission. We appreciate the work that they do in our community and helping our community members get their lives back on track. We appreciate the work that they do in the work center through job training that allows people as part of their recovery to prepare for to gain employment once they leave the rescue mission. So we wish them continued success and thank them for all they do for our community.
Welcome to An Evening for Hope, a telethon benefiting Rockford Rescue Mission. An Evening for Hope is brought to you commercial-free thanks to our exclusive sponsor, Subway.
Good evening, I'm Eric Wilson.
I'm Candace King.
And I'm Crystal Savage, the Director of Marketing and Communications here at Rockford Rescue Mission.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Our 22nd annual telethon here benefiting the Rockford Rescue Mission. Wow.
We are off to a fantastic start. We've been saying this, and to be honest, I had Tom was just up there with me, right? And I forgot to mention that when we were live in our 6 o'clock newscast, we were finishing up just a really quick, hey, watch us at 7 o'clock, and the phone started ringing, and there was no one on the phone bank yet, and Tom rushed over, grabbed the phone, and took our first $100 pledge of the night an hour before we even started the telethon. And that was a sign of how things have been going since.
We always say that we never know what a day at the mission is going to look like, and that's just an example of our other duties as assigned. Tom is now a phone bank volunteer.
Yeah, no problem.
Sign him up for next
He didn't need
year.
a script or anything.
Nope.
The guy knows how to answer a phone.
We're trained for anything.
Yeah, 815-966-2842. That is the number you want to call here this evening. Over those 22 years, the telethon has raised over $2 million. Tonight our goal is $115,000, and we are getting close to that.
Yes.
A little bit each and every half hour, but we need those phones to continue to ring. Now, we've heard a lot of stories here so far this evening. Tonight you will hear how your gifts help restore hope and change lives for the men, women, and children who walk through these doors in the Rock River Valley.
Yeah, so this year we are focusing on the mission's comprehensive care to help those who are recovering from addiction and destructive life behaviors find hope and healing. And it's just so amazing to see that God is our Lord through both our successes and our trials. And that's just so evident in the work and the life transformations that's happening here with our residents. And we got to hear about how we're just impacting lives through our work center with Chris McFadden, and just being able to share those amazing stories of transformation. And that wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for our gift in kind partners. And so just a big thank you tonight for Clodius and Company Jewelers, Pro Graphics, Vaughn's Furniture for the beautiful set, and Remade for some of the set as well. That just helped make tonight so special.
Exactly, and actually to speak to one of our exclusive sponsors, or our exclusive sponsors for this evening, is Eric.
I feel like I should hide this number, although if you know how a check works, you can probably see it anyway for the big reveal. Brandon on the end looks familiar from Subway. He was already here. Mike Lentini is in the middle, and Ted, we saw Ted earlier. You know, when Ted's here, it's a big dollar amount. Should I just move my hand so we can see the numbers? So maybe if you can't, if you don't know how to read writing, then the numbers will reveal to you. Here it goes. Da-da-da-da-da. $20,000. That will get us very close to our goal. That's right. Ted, do you want to say anything to Subway?
Oh, we're just very grateful for the connection we have for Subway. There's just very generous and great partners we have for the mission.
And I'm going to sneak around this way, too, because, Mike, again, you and Brandon and Ted and I, we all kind of meet here. And I didn't want to cut in front of you and stick my arm in your face. Sure. But you want to talk a little bit about Subway JPW and why you personally think this is such an important night to be here?
Yeah, I don't want to repeat anything that you already said, Brandon. So.
Yeah, Brandon made it easy for you. If you were listening to his interview, just repeat it.
It's our honor. It's the Rockford Rescue Mission and all the people that are working, all the volunteers. They're amazing. And if I may, I know this is a giant check, but if I may challenge viewers that are watching, $20,000 is a lot of money. But if you haven't given yet, if that's $20 or $200 or whatever amount it is that works for you, I want to encourage you guys to call in and partner with us, partner with the Rockford Rescue Mission, an amazing organization that brings hope to our community. So please call. Let's move that ticker up to that goal.
And you have been challenged. And if that challenge wasn't enough, and if this check wasn't enough, already if you donate $55, a $5 gift card from Subway.
Yes, exactly.
That goes a long way. I can already smell the bread as I walk past. I walk past your Subway every other day in the YMCA downtown and wait to see if Pam is inside. And the smell always lures you in.
Yep.
So thank you again so much for not only just this, but for what you do all year long. It's really impressive. Should we look and see what this did to our total?
Yes, we should.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
let's bring up the graphic. Our total is now almost $65,000. Are you? Whoa! Wait a minute.
There we go.
I got thrown off. I was waiting for a drum roll or something. 91,000. Holy cow! We got to keep this pace up. We're going to blow our goal away. Back over to Candace and Crystal over at the phone bank for people taking your donations.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited
I
to
was
see
not
that number.
expecting to see it that large yet.
Let's keep that number going.
Yes.
There are a lot of ways that you can give your gift here this evening. You see the number down at the bottom of your screen, 815-966-2842, or you can also donate online at rockfordrescuemission.org. Debit card, major credit card. You can give a one-time gift. You can make a pledge. Just keep those phones ringing here this evening.
And as Eric said, you know, seeing that number grow is just so amazing. But here at the Mission, we've just seen our numbers grow so much in this past year. The need of people in our area seeking our services has just gone through the roof. I was looking at our numbers from last year compared to this year, and we are just increasing every year. And so we are up to serving over 550 meals every day. So that's 550 meals that people would not have if it was not for the Rockford Rescue Mission. We have over 180 people on average sleeping here nightly. Last year, the average was 125.
Wow.
So it's just showing that need that just is continuing to grow in our community. And that need just grows for us financially to be able to help care for individuals right here in our community. And it's so important because we receive no government funding, no United Way funding, and we're supported solely by our community, churches, businesses, organizations, organizations. And so evenings like this just continue to help us just provide these comprehensive services to our community for free.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, the need is definitely there because each and every year it goes up, but you're also expanding too. Every year it's, we've got one evening, one year for one part of the mission, another year for another part of the mission. So that expansion continues to grow, not only through the community, but also in the mission itself.
Yeah, and so much. It's more than just getting housing and getting a job. There's so much at the core with building relationships and really learning how to function within housing, how to function within careers that people learn here at the mission. And I'm excited for us to hear some more about that later this evening.
We will.
With some of the amazing testimonies that we have.
All right, we've got our premiums here this evening.
So Eric talked to us a little bit about the Subway card, which is so awesome.
It is.
$5 can go a long way at Subway, as well as you can see Candace and I are both wearing these beautiful necklaces from Clodius and Company Jewelers. And I just saw an update that we only have two left, two of the silvers. So like Candace is wearing the Cross of Hope, and that is for the next two first gifts of $750. So not pledges, but gifts that will be coming in.
Exactly, and we want to meet those folks who will be answering your phone calls here this evening, because I've said it before and I'll say it again, without them we would not have this evening running smoothly. So we want to introduce you to them. You make that phone call, 815-966-2842. In the front row we have Phoebe Wilhelm, Ellen Nelson, Ron Billy, Michelle Fay. We need Ron and Michelle's phone to ring here, so you need to get those phones coming here. In the back we have Nick Goldner. He is busy on the phone, gives us a little wave. Ann Dittmar, Doug Warren, and Renee Evans. You see those, there we go. We love to see those phones go up. So thank you guys so much for your volunteering here this evening. And also, let's keep those phones ringing. Eric?
It's always good to see busy operators on the phone. That is a good sign for our tote, too. I bet next time we check, we'll be over the $100,000 mark. It's pretty impressive. Let's talk a little bit about some of the other programs that Rockford Rescue Mission is involved in. Joining me on the sofa now, Mike Hedrick, who's the Director of Men's Programs. Mike, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And Todd Kistner, who is Chair of the Rock River Homeless Coalition. Todd, I want to start with you. What is the Rock River Homeless Coalition? And some people have heard of this continuum of care. What are those two?
Okay. The Rock River Homeless Coalition is a group of agencies, individuals in our community that have set out to end homelessness in our community. And so those agencies, like the Rockford Rescue Mission, governmental agency, other community-based organization, get together monthly and try to address how can we end homelessness in our community, providing services, linking them to other agencies and stuff, and getting them housed. That's our ultimate goal, is to get them housed in stable, safe environment. So the continuum of care is kind of what we look at from HUD. That's the technical term of all these individuals. We, as a continuum of care, apply for funding from HUD to help in our work against homelessness and getting people housed.
And speaking of, in the Rockford area, just within the last 24 hours, right, your organization conducted its, what is it called, time or
point in
time?
Right.
I got 50% correct.
There you go.
The point in time count. So why is that important?
So that is a directive from HUD as part of our funding, that once a year we go out and count those individuals that are homeless, and that means living outside in the elements, staying here at the mission, staying in other organizations where they don't have a permanent place to call home. And so that helps in showing what work we're doing, how we're doing, and so everyone within the United States over the last 2 days have done a point in time count for HUD.
Mike, how does partnering with the Continuum of Care help residents and guests who are here at Rockford Rescue Mission?
Well, it allows us to help get permanent housing for our residents and guests after they've completed programs here and things of that nature. Even though we're not a COC-funded organization, we want to be good partners with the community, and that helps because, as Todd said, we help with the point in time count, we help with different things throughout our community.
And there is, can you talk about the connection between homelessness and addiction oftentimes?
Well, oftentimes when you're stuck in addiction, it's hard to pay bills. It's hard to take care of other things because your addiction isn't the forefront of your mind, and it's hard to do anything else.
I want to ask both of you. Well, I'll jump over to you, Todd, because you haven't answered a question in a couple.
All
Why
right.
is this so important to you? Why is being involved in solving this problem so important to you?
So I think everyone, no matter who you are, should have a place to call home. Safe. In looking at the homelessness, you get people housed and they can do so much. Get them housed, get them stable, get them out. So for me, as an individual and a part of this community, I want to see that my neighbors, my friends, family, are safe. And so working with the Rockford Rescue Mission and the coalition agencies, that's our ultimate goal, is to get folks housed in safely and so they can be a vital part of the community.
It's a lot of things that many of us take for granted. It sounds like you have a fantastic partnership.
Yes.
Keep up the great work, and thank you both for sharing the story. Let's head back over to Candace and Crystal, who have another story to share with us.
Thank you so much, Eric. It's just so amazing to see that the work that the COC is doing here with the mission, and we wouldn't be able to do what we do without our community partners. And this next testimony is just so evident of that. A young man who had found himself homeless with nowhere to go, just battling his addiction, has his story to share with us. And so I'd like to introduce Eddie.
Well, I was working at making bubblegum at Mondelez, and I went through some pain, and I didn't know how to deal with it, and that's how I usually deal with it, alcohol and drugs. And then after the pain kicked in, I started missing days, and then eventually I got fired. And then I had a bright idea to sell drugs. I did that for a minute, but I was smoking just as much as I sold. And then someone tried to bribe me. I ended up getting shot. And then that was like a wake-up call for me. All the money I made, it was just going to drugs, and I needed a way out. It was like really depressing. I didn't really feel good about myself. I felt like I was trapped, and I needed a way out. And it seemed like I stalled the whole year from coming in this program. It seemed like I just didn't want to go put a year in. The day I walked in here, I left everything I worked for. I just left it to come here. I had a battle going on with myself, like, I'm sure I made the right decision. I knew this was the place I need to be, but it was like, I didn't want to go through the process that long term, After 3 months, I felt like I'm cured, though, but it was. I had to do a lot of work, though. Open it up and tell somebody when something's wrong. That was like one of my major struggles, Usually, I'm used to running things on my own, but open up and tell somebody. Well, I always believed in God. My mother taught me about God when I was a kid. And I read the Bible like in my free time, but I never really got into it the way I'm into it now. It's like freedom like from myself, actually. I'd probably still be using. I believe if I didn't come to the mission when I did, I probably would have still been using right now. I know I wanted to get my life back, and it's the only way I know how to do it. So all the negative feelings that I was feeling, the things that tried to keep me from coming, I just had to let it go. Because the things that I was holding on to was holding me back. Well, it's a good place to change your life for the better.
I love how he ended that. Change a life for the better.
Yeah.
That's a perfect way to say it. And that's what your gift here this evening really goes to work towards, seeing those success stories at the end.
It's so amazing just being able to see our residents come in day one and just watching them start to put their walls down. And Eddie is just one of those people that just came in, and you could just see when his walls came down and just that transformation that happened. And it's so awesome because he is not with us tonight because he's at work. So
awesome.
It's just so amazing to be able to see that full circle of them being able to come in really on their worst day of their life, and just being able to full circle that and just be able to see them and have that gratitude for what your guests are doing in their life, because this is not possible without you.
Exactly. And I was just going to say, we hear their success stories, but for all the volunteers and the workers here, that's probably just, tenfold for you guys too, to be able to see that joy when you said when those walls and those barriers actually come down, because you can just imagine how many they have coming in here, just thinking about everything that they've been through, knowing that they're in a safe place and they're going to get the help that they need.
Yep, we actually have a term for that here. That is what we call our God Payday, and it is just so amazing to just have those moments. And I tell you, we have them all the time, and we share those as staff, because really this work, it's hard work. You see the people really on their worst day of their life and the best. And our executive director, our founder, Gio Pitney, there's a quote that he said best, and it says that this work is not for the faint-hearted. It's where heaven and hell meet every day. And it's so true. We see people coming in literally on their worst day of their life, and then we see people like Eddie that are just celebrating, I got a job and this is happening. And so there's a lot of emotions going on.
I imagine
so. We've learned to deal with each other's crying and celebrating, and it's just it's a family here at the mission.
Absolutely, and a very happy family too. 815-966-2842. But we want to say a big thank you to those who have already called that number or made your gift online at rockfordrescuemission.org.
Yeah, we heard there's actually a lot of online gifts coming through, so please keep that coming. That is an awesome way to support the Rockford Rescue Mission. And then also just keep up to date with us on our Facebook page. That's an awesome way to just be able to hear other stories like Eddie's and Matt's and Tiara's, just those successes, and just getting to know us and our volunteers as well. So you can find us on Facebook at Rockford Rescue Mission.
Yeah, a lot of people are always on social media. Well, we are closing in on that 8:30 hour, so we want to check to see where we have come so far within the past 25 minutes or so. Last time we checked, what were we at? 90,942. Let's see what that number is up to now. 94,000. We're getting there. $849,000. Thank you guys so much for those. And it comes when you guys call that number, 815-966-2842. Eric?
$5,000. We're so close to that goal, we can almost taste it, right? I want to introduce you to three more friends on the sofa here with me. Teresa Reavers is Director of Support Services here at Rockford Rescue Mission. Jerry Miller is a volunteer, and Corey Carter is a member of the Men's Life Recovery Group. I want to start with you, Teresa. Tell me about the Works Center, another one of the fantastic programs here. Tell me about the Works Center and what kind of services are offered there.
We are so blessed to have the Work Center. We have services for our community as well as our crisis department. It's called the Back to Works program, where we work with them to improve their skills so they're employable. We help them overcome legal issues, get the services that they need so that they can really get out there and be contributing members of society. Then we have a program for our recovery program that lasts the span of their program, so it's 9 to 12 months, and we work on them everything from education to career building skills, and then we help them get employed.
Who can come to the Work Center? This is not limited,
Anyone.
right? Just to clients and guests?
Anyone.
So open to the community.
Community. You can come and take some classes.
I may take you up on that.
Yeah, but I have to tell you, last year we became a certified GED test center, which is amazing. So
That's
we can proctor
fantastic.
tests here too.
Which I would
I'm
imagine
proud of that.
Well, and that's probably very helpful too when it comes to another step in the recovery process as well, right? To be
we're
employable,
one. Yes,
maybe?
yes, absolutely. And we're only one block off of the bus route.
Perfect
So it makes
location.
it very easy.
Jerry, I want to bring you into the conversation. I heard that you first came here on a tour, right? What did you think and what inspired you to become involved in the rescue mission?
Well, I first came here last summer on a tour, and what amazed me was the size of this place and all the activities and all the different moving parts. the Restore and the Remade and the cafe and everything. I had no idea that it was so big. And the Work Center. So when I went through the Work Center, I saw that it was an educational place for people to get their GED and learn other skills. And I thought, well, maybe I could fit into that. I could be a part of that. And so I volunteered to tutor.
What's your tutoring experience been like so far?
It's been great. Enjoy working with the folks, and I have there's a self-paced program that the people use, and they pretty much work by themselves. And then as problems arise, or if they have questions, they'll come to me, and I'll help them, or maybe I'll help solve a problem, like in math, solve a math problem, or maybe there's a concept that don't quite understand, and we'll try to look at it from a different standpoint. And so it's been great. I think I get a lot out of it. I really do. 2 afternoons I come down here, and it kind of takes me out of myself, and I get into a different space, and it just feels good.
Corey, what are some of your accomplishments coming out of the Work Center?
I actually got my GED. I was one of the first people.
Congratulations!
To
Very. That is worth a round of applause.
Thank you.
That had to be tough. What was the hardest part for you?
I'd have to say the English area.
Really?
Because I had a great tutor here.
So Jerry's a good tutor?
Yeah.
All right, you want to clear that out? I was going to ask. I want to make sure.
Yeah, well, of course, Jerry came in. I'd say during polynormal, something like that. And when Jerry came in, he was able to brush me up. And I think we spent about 2 months together, and I was able to pass the math part of the GED.
Well, that's some very exciting news. I appreciate you sharing that with us, but that may inspire someone else who maybe is thinking about expanding their education and maybe doesn't have a diploma, needs a GED. You are a great success story out of this program. Thanks for sharing that, Corey.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. And thank you all for being here on the Comfy Couch again this year.
You.
Let's head over to Candace and Crystal now for a numbers update.
Yeah, thank you so much, Eric. You said it very well. Hearing the stories might inspire someone else, who may be on the fence or not quite sure. Hearing the stories and the success stories, to be able to come through the mission and get the help. And so thank you so much for that.
Yeah, and like Jerry said, a lot of times what it takes is just coming here and doing a tour. So we are always available for tours, just coming here and checking it out, because honestly and truly, like he said, it is such a big place. We get lost frequently. If we are not familiar with it. And so if you come on a tour, put your walking shoes on, because you will get your steps in.
Absolutely.
Because there is so much going on here. So come down and see how your money is being used with your own eyes.
All right. Well, we want to say a big thank you to Greg Bloom, AB and Freight, their one-time gift of $500. Thank you guys so much for that.
Yeah, and a name that I recognize, Miss Lisa Chidley. Thank you for your gift this evening.
And Kathy from Rockford, your $300 gift here this evening. And remember, it doesn't have to be a large amount, because you've run through some numbers, and even a $30 donation goes for one night of shelter for someone here.
Yeah, and we said it earlier in the first part of this show. The mission started with $9.63, and I always say most people have $9.63, and it's just amazing to see what God can do with any gift that comes in. And we just appreciate that so much, because we are over a $7 million operation a year, and we rely on these gifts in order to be able to provide those services to our community for free.
Absolutely.
So thank you to Peggy Riley for your gift of $100.
Don and Rose of Rockford, your one-time gift of $600.
And Gary Lundberg for your gift of $150. Thank you.
Gerald, thank you so much for your one-time gift of $50. Joel and Corrine.
We saw her earlier.
We did. Thank you so much. Your one-time gift of $250. Thank you so much for that.
And Thomas Seegrat, your website gift of $500. Thank you so much.
And as you mentioned, we are getting a lot of traffic on the website too, RockfordRescueMission.org. I mean, that's what a lot of folks do. They go online, whether it be shopping or making the donations. So you can do that too, RockfordRescueMission.org. If you don't want to call this evening, that is perfectly fine. But you can also call 815-966-2842. I think I see, well, one person at the end who needs to get that phone ringing here.
And when you do go on our website to give, it's really easy to find it. You'll see a screen that will pop up that you will actually see Corey, who we just interviewed, his face, and you could just click on that and be able to give your gift. And then while you're on there, just click around and learn a little bit more about our programs and what we have to offer. And check out our thrift store. They have some good stuff going on at the thrift store, so everyone always enjoys that.
Of course. Well, we want to check to see how far we have come so far since the last time we checked our total. This was our number last, 94,849. We've got our next one. Look at that! $809, you guys. Thank you so much. Our goal, now, you know, we were talking a little bit here off camera. The goal for tonight is $115,000, but don't
let that stop you
there because we surpassed that goal. We broke a record last year.
We did.
And we want to keep that going into 2020.
Yeah, we were breaking records last year. We're breaking records this year with the number of people that we're serving, the number of people that we're seeing come in for meals,
need going up
for
and
shelter. So when we're breaking numbers and records in that way, of just people that are coming in and they're hurting and they're helpless, just these gifts help us be able to restore that hope and that help to them, because we don't take or receive any government funding, any United Way funding, and we got to be able to keep those lights on and that food going, and so it's just such an awesome way. This is our biggest fundraiser of the year, so please do not hold back if it is on your heart. We have some more awesome stories of lives that are being transformed right here at the Mission, and
we've got another one too.
We do, and when you think about it, we have 180 people sleeping here every night, so that's 180 stories of people that we have.
Yeah, we have actually a little bit about Francesco's too.
We do, and we heard we had a person come in here who had been eating at Francesco's, and just shows how really small our community is, and they came in and they said that they had seen the telethon live at Francesco's, so a big shout out to our friends at Francesco's that are watching us, because it's a partnership that started with a tour. We heard that from Jerry. The family had come in on a tour, and they just continue to come back and help us feed hundreds of people, and the big thing is they're not only feeding them, they are loving on them, and just interacting with our guests, asking them, what do you want us to come bring to eat next time? And so Francesco's is just a really loved restaurant by our Rockford community, and we just love the family so much who they're just showing it such an awesome example to their children and to their employees on ways to come and serve, and so they just have such a giving heart and are truly a wonderful example of just being Rockford and what that means. So without further ado, let's take a look at what Francesco's is doing at Rockford Rescue Mission.
Luis Morales, I work at Francesco's. I'm the banquet manager. I'm here just to help out and see what we can give as a helping hand.
My name is Andrea Rondoni. I work at Francesco's, and I book all the events through there.
So I actually came through a tour about 4 or 5 months ago just to check it out to see. I've heard about it before, but I was always interested. I've always wanted to do a little bit more volunteer work.
My sister's in-laws, they're the ones who really were involved in the Rockford Rescue Mission, and they brought us along one time, and for me that was really all I needed to see to kind of get started. And so what really changed everything for me was when we met at the coffee shop with Sherry and Crystal, and for me their love and their passion and just everything that they spoke about, it made me want to get involved so much more.
With me, when I started getting involved, right after I took the tour, I decided I wanted to volunteer maybe once a week, see what times it would work with me. So I'm actually coming in almost every week when I have time to help out. And as a business with Francesco's, we were able to set up times where we could come in and actually serve a full meal for everyone here. So, you know, with their sources and being able to work with them, we were able to create this kind of schedule for us.
Volunteer. Aww.
Welcome to An Evening for Hope, a telethon benefiting Rockford Rescue Mission. An Evening for Hope is brought to you commercial-free thanks to our exclusive sponsor, Subway.
There was shows this. We're talking about that video. That just shows the wide range of volunteers that Rockford Rescue Mission has to get the kids involved, and the kids love it, and they're smiling.
They're excited for it. They look
super
forward
excited.
to it.
Yeah, I mean, literally, that video was shot here, right, pretty much where we're standing yesterday. And so it's just so awesome to catch them right at the end of that. And really, Andrea was saying, she was like, we were asking people, what do you want to eat next time? And that's just so awesome to be able to give our people those choices and just be able to give them that amazing meal from Francesco's.
And it's, again, another one of those simple things that you learn about just by tuning into the 22nd annual Rockford Rescue Mission Telethon, which is what we were in the middle of. We only have a half hour left.
We do. And we have
just started.
We have raised over $104,000 this evening.
That last tow turn was impressive.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Cool.
So thank you guys so much for that. But we've got 30 more minutes to go, a little less than 30 minutes now to get that goal of $115,000.
We've already heard a lot about some of the stories, not just, it's easy to talk about the programs, but when you talk about someone who has been impacted by one of these programs, we just talked with Corey, who's got his GED through the Work Center. I mean, things like that really put a face on why we are here, and why, not just us, but these volunteers, why these volunteers are here, and why there are volunteers who help Rockford Rescue Mission all year long. And we're here for a couple of hours. Candace and I are. Well, you're here full time. But, it really puts it all into perspective that this is a year-round thing, and people are so involved in what Rockford Rescue Mission does.
It is. There has never been a day since 1964 that our doors have been closed. They have continually been open, giving people warm beds and hot meals. And so, as we're reading these totals and things, you hear people clapping in the background, and just, you guys can't see it on TV here, but this great room is just filled with our residents and our guests that are just so excited to just see this support and just know that they are loved by their community. Because a lot of times when they're here, they feel so alone and just like no one understands or knows the situation that they're in. And so just knowing that their community supports them and is able to say, I love you and I want to help you, it just means the world to them.
Absolutely. Well, each year we kind of have a focus for the reason for our telethon, and this year is no different.
Yeah, so this year we really want to highlight our comprehensive care that we provide. And so we have our free long-term life recovery program right here in Rockford. Last year we served over 100 men and women right here in Rockford, Illinois for free. And so we're getting to know some of those individuals and just the different partnerships that we have in the community. And in this half hour we're going to focus some more on those partnerships and some exciting things that are coming up and just the full circle of restoration that can happen right here within these walls.
Absolutely, and there are a lot of ways that you guys can help make that goal and those dreams for a lot of the folks here very possible. 815-966-2842, that is the number that you want to call. It's important to remember, we've been stressing this for the past hour and a half, that the Rockford Rescue Mission does not receive any government funding. It is not a United Way organization. So, it's important to remember that. So all the funding that comes through are through donations.
Yeah, it's just so amazing to just be able to speak to people about Jesus Christ and the work that he can do in their lives, and just be able to share our own hearts for that and our testimonies, and just be able to see the Lord work in their lives and just open up our doors to everyone who just needs that assistance. And so tonight when you're making your gifts, we just want to just have that little extra incentive to make that little bit of a larger gift. And so for individuals that are making gifts of $55 or more, our exclusive sponsor, Subway, is going to be giving a $5 gift card to Subway. And $5 at Subway does go a really long way.
It does.
And we just got an update that we only have one of our Clodius and Company necklaces left. And so you can see on Candace, she is wearing her cross of hope. So we have one silver necklace left. It could be the one that Candace is wearing.
You could get that one. You never know.
Yeah, for $750 gift this evening.
If Candace King wore it, isn't it worth more than a little?
It might be.
A little bit more than $750?
Yeah, Candace King fans.
Well, and there were gold ones. You're wearing the gold one.
Yep.
That went like that at the very beginning of the telethon,
Before
right?
we were even able to say that we had necklaces.
Right.
You're right. That one was gone.
We also want to talk a little bit about how your gifts help and put some numbers on this. We put faces on it as well, but some of these numbers are really, really impressive. 557 meals a day, and I think we talked earlier that translates into, what, about 180,000 a year? And that's a huge number. Shelter for 181 men, women, and children every night. more than 4,200 medical visits when it comes to medical, dental, chiropractic appointments, and education and employment services, GED. We just talked to Corey about his big announcement that he just got his GED. Super exciting. And it's all because of programs here, but programs that happen because of your generosity.
And without the folks behind us, we would not be able to get those phones ringing and be able to answer your phone calls here this evening. So we have to say a big thank you to Phoebe Wilhelm here in the front row. We've got to get her phone going. Ellen Nelson, Ron Billy, Michelle Fay. We go to the back row. Nick Goldner, he's busy on the phone. And Ditmar, she is also a board chair, lady in pink. And actually, Krista was telling me the first female board chair. So, Ann, thank you so much. Doug Warren, he's waving to you, which means he's not busy on the phone. So you call him and talk to him. And Renee Evans, thank you guys so much. 815-966-2842. That is the number you want to call if you prefer to make your donation and gift online. RockfordRescueMission.org. Eric?
Thank you, Candace. Guess where I am? Back on I'm in the big comfy chair, and here's the big comfy couch with 3 more people to introduce you to. Immediately to my left, Jennifer Jacobs is the Hope Clinic Supervisor. Dr. John Dorsey is Chief Medical Officer and Vice President of Physician Services at Mercy Health. Dr. Dorsey, thank you for being here. And Nicole Cervantes is in the Women's Life Recovery Group. I have some questions for all of you, but first, Jennifer, I want to talk with you, and we talked briefly about it just now, about all of the medical visits that actually clients happen to go through here. They don't have to go anyplace else. So tell us a little bit about Hope Clinic and who it serves.
Well, Hope Clinic serves a lot of people. We serve our men and women in our recovery programs. We serve our men and women in our crisis programs and children. We serve the community, so anyone can walk in off the street and come see me, and I see all the staff that work at the Rockford Rescue Mission.
What kind of services are provided here at Hope Clinic?
We do medical exams. We have 2 doctors. We do chiropractic adjustments. We have 29 chiropractors that volunteer for us. We have 3 dental hygienists. We do dental cleanings, and we have a dentist who does a dental exam. We have a pharmacist. We do medication audits and medication reconciliations. We have reading glasses that we give away. We give TB tests. You also can see me, the nurse. We do nurse visits, vital signs, eye charts. We also give away over-the-counter medications and medical supplies.
Very comprehensive, kind of a one-stop shop.
That's what we try to be.
Jennifer, you mentioned the volunteers, but I imagine bigger help is sometimes needed. That's where Dr. John Dorsey and Mercy Health come into play. Dr. Dorsey, can you tell us a little bit about how Mercy is actually working to partner with Hope Clinic this year?
Sure. Yeah, we're glad to partner. We started a residency program in this past July. Actually, we started 2, internal medicine and family medicine. There's 12 family medicine residents. Next year in July we'll go to 24, and the year after that 36. One of the important training components for family medicine residents is to be engaged in longitudinal care and to be engaged in the communities with which they serve. And so our plan is to work with the folks here to augment the care already given by the physicians that have volunteered, so that they can have a physician here every single week. So our plan starting in July is to have a resident clinic here every single week that is needed to supplement the care that's given by the physician volunteers already.
Why is a partnership like this so important?
Well, it's important for the community. I mean, we're all about the community. We're all about the patients, and we're all in the healing business. And we see many of the same patients in our emergency rooms, and our physicians, nurse practitioners, and so forth. So it's all for the same reason, to really give patients the best care they can and make their lives as beautiful as they can be.
Nicole, I want to quickly ask you, what brought you to Hope Clinic?
Well, I enrolled in the Women's Life Recovery Program, so I was blessed to go down to the clinic, but it is open to the public as well.
How has Hope Clinic helped you with your recovery?
It's really given me a peace of mind that I can go down there during their open hours and receive the help and medical attention that I need to really focus on my program here, my stay here.
Well, this conversation is really a good example of how comprehensive the recovery programs are here, and how all of these different areas play a piece to the bigger puzzle. Thanks so much for sharing your stories and the information.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank
it. Let's head over to Crystal and Candace for maybe a tote turn. Is that on the docket, I think?
It might be. We're also going to read some pledges and donations and gifts here this evening. But you know, it's neat to see how so many folks are involved throughout the community with the rescue mission.
Yeah, we always say that we're like our own little village here. We have our school, we have our clinic, we have the programs, we have meals. It's just really an amazing example of that holistic care that individuals need. They don't come here just for one thing. They may come here for just one thing, but then they leave with a lot more.
Yeah. All right. Well, we want to check how we've come so far since we last checked our amount. I believe we're at $104,809. Let's see where that number is. There you go. $109,501. Thank you guys so much for that.
Yeah, so next up we have our last testimony video of the evening. She's actually sitting in our audience right now. Miss Sheila has been here for 11 months, and she is just one of those people that I could just tell the day that it happened for her, and I was like, you caught your glow. And you all will see in her testimony video just how she glows and just the transformation that she's had.
Started out, I lost two boys, 11-year-old and 18-year-old, and 98 and 2000, and still not over them. I got married for the third time, and that didn't work out, and so I went to go live with my sister in Elburn, and my mom came up from Mississippi, sold her house, and she started getting Alzheimer's, and I took care of her for the last 8 years. I was exhausted, yeah. I did everything for her. I was her caretaker. My mother passed away. My brother was really mean. I left with nothing, just some clothes and $1,000 and an airplane ticket to O'Hare. And then I stayed at the Red Roof Inn. My brother gave me a week for that. And I drank the whole time. I didn't want to live anymore. The Lord brought me here. I know that for a fact. I thought, this is for me, And a couple months later, she said I looked different. And it's because I love the Lord with all my heart. I can just feel it in my heart and in my chest. It's just a good feeling all over me, just a spiritual feeling. And I know He's with me. Look at yourself and realize that you're worth something, that God loves you, and just reading the Bible. I love myself now. I hated myself when I first got here. I used to be a very angry person. Yes, I didn't like God very much or anybody when I first came here. All I know is I have a comfortable bed, clothes on my back, and 3 squares a day. And that means a lot to me. We all get together and we pray and we love each other and take care of each other. If someone needs something, if we can help them out, we will. It's all prayer. I'd like to get into home health care. I just love the elderly people. I want to get back into that. And hopefully get a small apartment. It's a beautiful place to grow when you're feeling like I did. It's amazing. And the year goes by so fast. So when you're having fun.
Maybe, hi, here we are on the sofa. Sometimes we get involved in these video testimonials and we get kind of drawn in. I have 3 more people to introduce you to. Al Sorensen is here. She is the Men's Life Recovery Resident Advocate. Yes. All the way on the end of the sofa, Michael Marks, who is a Men's Life Recovery Resident, and Mom's right in the middle, Judy Marks. Thank you both, all 3 of you, for being here. Alice, I want to start with you.
Okay.
Explain to me what a resident advocate does and what is your role in the recovery process.
Okay, what the advocate does is I'm the go-to person.
I'm the person they come to get appointments, to anything that they have a need for. If they have a doctor, dentist, anything like that. Plus, I keep tabs on them, making sure they go to their meetings, making sure they're going to church. I'm kind of the person that they come to with any questions. I just kind of keep them going.
How important are family relationships when it comes to someone in a recovery program?
It's extremely important because when they first come in, they usually have broken relationships. They don't have good relationships. I'm kind of the safe person, so they learn to trust me, and in learning to trust, then I can help them build that relationship again with their families. Because the family doesn't trust them and they don't trust them. So we have to kind of build that bridge back again.
Mike, I want to ask you, what brought you to Rockford Rescue Mission?
Well, I was kind of broken and I had nowhere where to turn, and my options were exhausted, and I had a friend that introduced me to this place, and so I went. And,
can you talk about what your relationship was like with your family before you got here?
oh, it was a mess. They didn't trust me, and I actually got fired from my job. I worked for my father. After 34 years, he fired me because of this addiction. And,
so how did you work on that restoration while you were here, restoring that relationship?
I worked the program, and I did the 12 steps. I made my amends with the father. It's
Judy,
really good.
I want to bring you in really quick, Mom. Judy, what did you think, first of all, when you heard that Mike was at Rockford Rescue Mission?
I had mixed feelings. I was kind of sad because I knew he'd lost everything, but I had hope that he could make it.
What kind of changes have you seen in him since?
Oh, wow. He's entirely different. He knows who he is. He just enjoys being with his family, and they have great conversations now that they didn't have before. So, yeah, he's found the Lord, and that's been the biggest thing.
It seems like the biggest, without even saying a word, the biggest sign of the relationship right now, the family relationship, is the smiles on both of your faces as you tell the stories about how it went from maybe the lowest of lows to now you're sitting on the sofa and talking about your faith and how it's helped. And Rockford Rescue Mission played a big part in that. It's really impressive. People like Alice played a big part in that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, because I said very earlier, and we all said earlier, that we could spend all night long talking about how important it is to give money, but if nobody shares their story, all it is just asking for money. And really, you don't see the impact. So thank you for sharing that. That really makes a big difference. Thanks for being here. And let's keep the thank yous going. Crystal and Candace have some more thank yous for us.
Yeah, we do. It's important to see, the impacts not only on the residents that are here and the guests, but also the family impact too, because some of them don't have very good relationships with their family when they come in, and that is such a success story. You see the hope, and just are able to feel the joy that they have once they're able to reconnect.
And that is just part of that holistic care that we're offering. Is it's not only about that person right here in front of us, because a big part of addictions can be relationships, and so we really work on the restoration of those relationships and working through that at those appropriate times. And so Mike and his mom Judy and Alice have just done some phenomenal things, and that's just one of many families that have been restored in our program.
Absolutely. All right, you guys see that number down there. This is our total so far, 109,731. It's been at that number for a little while, so we want to keep this going. We've got just about 10 minutes here left before we hit that 9 o'clock hour. 815-966-2842. I will say maybe you were busy kind of listening to some of those stories, but again, keep that phone ringing. We've got a lot of folks here who need the phone. And Nick, Ellen, there you go. We need to keep those phone lines going here. Remember our goal this evening, $115,000. A big thank you to James from Rockford for your one-time gift of $25. We got 6.5 minutes left to go, guys. Let's keep that number going.
And I have a pledge here that actually came with a challenge from the gentleman behind me, Mr. Ron Billy with Tyson and Billy Architects. He is challenging all the architects in Rockford to help build our totals. So Tyson and Billy Architects put some competition on the table.
Yeah, you guys have about 5 minutes left. All right, we've got that number going up, 110,136. We are getting there. We've got just a little over $4,000 to go. Nancy from Loves Park, your one-time gift of $50. Thank you so much for that.
a very familiar name to WTVO, Gary and Kelly Latimer. Thank you for your $500 gift to the mission tonight.
Thank you, Greg and Jean of Rockford. This one, actually, the Silver Cross goes to your gift of $1,000.
They are probably Candace King fans. And then Kevin and Kathy McDermott, thank you for your $400 gift this evening.
815-966-2842. That is the number you want to call. All right, our number has been, again, pretty steady, $110,136. Our goal, $115,000. We'll see that number go up, but we want to see that number to continue to go up. We've got just a few more minutes left.
5,000 in 5 minutes? I think we can do it.
I think we can do it too, yeah. We have another story to hear real fast. So we want to get that back over to Eric.
We have one more story to share. That's right, Candace. Bruce Watson is here with me. He's a men's life recovery aftercare coach, and Wayne Mackins is a men's life recovery resident. Bruce, I want to start with you. Many people may not know that Rockford Rescue Mission offers transitional living and a year of aftercare services. Can you tell us about that program?
Sure. After guys like Wayne here have completed the recovery program, which usually takes 9 months to a year. Approximately. They've been clean and sober. They worked hard. A lot of classroom work assignments, workbook, homework. A lot of soul searching, and they learn a lot of good tools to combat their addictive behavior. Then they transition to aftercare, which is stage 4. That's when I get to work with them, and what I do is I meet with these guys once a week, and we go over goals and where they want to be. A recovery aftercare goal. For a lot of them, it's in fact, most of them, it's employment is the first thing, and I'm happy to say 10 out of all 10 transition residents are employed. So I want to look at the camera.
That's a fantastic number,
it is.
Right?
I want to thank every employer on behalf of the mission who's given these guys a second chance, and so it's a good thing. But practically speaking, then, as I meet with these guys once a week, we'll go over everything from budgeting their paychecks, how to save, pay off some expenses. The mission asks for a nominal amount of their weekly paycheck based on what they make. And then we'll talk about transportation. A lot of them take the bus to work, so we'll talk about what's it take to get a car, maybe a driver's license, pay off some court fines and fees. And then just in general, the mission allows for 1 year to stay here and get their feet on the ground and save enough to go out on their own, live transitioning. And I just want to mention that the aftercare program here, we also connect with the residents who have graduated and they live outside on their own independently. We try to stay in touch with them and facilitate an alumni association for the residents and get together and encourage each other and share about their struggles and their successes. So it's helpful.
Wayne, I got to ask you, what brought you to Rockford Rescue Mission?
Well, I was at a point in my life where I was just no direction. Life become unmanageable for me, and I just needed a change. I needed a break because it was a downward spiral that I was going in. And I knew about Rockford Rescue Mission. I knew a few people that went through it, and they seemed to do them very well. So I said, well, you know what? I need to go down there. Along with nudging from other people who cared about me, wanted me to do better, you know. And so since I've been here, hey, look at me now, is what I say.
Looks like you're doing great. And this is like the Academy Awards. They're playing us off. We're running out of time. Have you ever had a theme song, Wayne? Now you do.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks for sharing your stories with us. Appreciate it. And thanks for everything you do. Candace, Crystal.
Is one of my favorite Crystal worship songs. Thank you so much. Look at that number down there. 100.
Candace and I grabbed each other when we saw
that total. Guys, but let's keep that number going. We've got just a couple more minutes left. You hear the music there in the background. You see them play.
This is what I hear in my office every night at 5 o'clock when the residents are down there in their basic therapy program. And so you heard some stories tonight from just some people in our program, but this is just many faces that are staying with us here long-term, nightly. And so, like I said, we get to serve over so many people nightly, 180 people that are sleeping here. So thank you to our Life Recovery residents that performed. And I have a few other big thank yous to give. Thank you to our viewers tonight for just supporting us and just tuning in and just hearing those stories of transformation. A big thank you to WTBO, especially Kelly Latimer, for just making this possible for 22 years now. A big thank you to our CEO, Sherry Pitney. If you see her running behind on the phone bank from time to time.
She tries to hide from the camera.
She does.
We see you, Sherry. You can't hide from us.
And a big thank you to our exclusive sponsor, Subway, as well as our gift and kind partners, Clodius and Company Jewelers, Pro Graphics, Vaughn Furniture, Remade, and then also the amazing videos that we saw tonight from Treehouse Video, Chris Plummer, and Kirk Windhausen for the beautiful testimony videos of just transformation that's happening every day from beautiful people like you got to see tonight.
We got 15 seconds. I think what a great way to end this
Shall we-
is with the music.
Should we let them play us out?
Yeah, let's let them play us out, guys.
Thank you so much for being here, supporting Rockford Rescue Mission, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you for watching An Evening for Hope, a telethon benefiting Rockford Rescue Mission. An Evening for Hope was brought to you commercial-free thanks to our exclusive sponsor, Subway.